Hey everyone, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name's Ethan Van Sciver, 27-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. Andrea just opened the door and she's like, hey, you want to go swimming? I was like, I'm about to go live. No. And she said, oh, poop. And she closed the door hard. Slammed it on me upstairs. I said, I'll be out there eventually. I just have to finish this one thing. I just have to finish this one last thing. And that's a live stream for you guys. Hello, everyone. Hello, Brian O'Shea. Hello, Andino Palacio, you bastard. Hello, Mullet Turtle, who says, no costume, shameful. I'm working on it. I've got a couple of pretty weird things coming in the mail. It's going to take a little while for them to get here because, usually I order from weird places and Andrea gets the mail. She goes, what is it this time? What is, oh, I see. It's a gold lame cape with white fur around it. That's great, Ethan. That is great. Let me see here. What are you guys saying to me? What the fuck? Anthony Perrone says, hey, how's it hanging? EVS, hail, low and easy. Anthony, a little to the left. Happy Memorial Day to everyone. And absolutely happy Memorial Day, even though we're inside. I don't know if anybody's having picnics or doing anything fun right now, but it is, Memorial Day in the midst of the pandemic. So, yeah, she does do it. No, Andrea thinks I'm funny though. Andrea actually does think I'm funny. She really liked the gold sequin jacket. She really liked that. I'm not sure if she would have liked the gay Roman centurion costume that I was going to order on eBay with the penis guard, but she might have. I mean, she might have liked it. You never know. All right. So people, quit stalling. Is it over? What are you over? No, I'm right here. I'm not over. I'm not going anywhere. Why would you think that? Oh, because the title of the show says the last Comic Artist Pro Secrets live stream. No, I didn't mean the final one. I just meant the one from yesterday. We could talk about the last one from yesterday. We don't have to end this. We could do this forever, everyone. We could do this absolutely forever. But we will talk about last night's live stream, which I swear to God, I went to bed after that and was just like, I guess, feeling like I looked on that live stream, just like, here we go. I got all my friends shouting at high decibels, coming onto my live stream and shouting and screaming and making a nuisance of themselves. Now, if you didn't watch last night's live stream, it's up. You can go ahead and do that. There's some fun stuff in it, but it gets really dark and dramatic at the end. It is dark out there, I would say. I've heard this. I've actually talked to Zach about this, and Zach's just like, it's dark. Like, what's going on? Why is Comicsgate become like this? Why have things gotten so very, very dark? And I've got to ask the same question. I feel like whereas before there's some kind of goofballery and fun and mischief, now there just seems to be menace, out and out, just people intending to do each other harm, and that's not what I'm about. That's not what this channel has ever been about. And it's not what people I call friends should be about. Let's see. It's too homoerotic for my taste, says Spell Socks. What, this show? Here's a $2 super chat from C. Kalinowski. Cecil and Malin's behavior was shameful last night. Wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy about their behavior. I don't mind them talking and shouting like that about War Campaign. We differ in how we feel about War Campaign, and I differ with War Campaign, I guess, about how how I feel about those guys. I try to have friends and try to maintain friends, even when those two friends, groups of friends, don't like each other very much. But yeah, last night was uncomfortable and not in the spirit of this channel, which should be kind of fun mockery. We should never be shouting and be actually legitimately angry. It's very rare that this show has actual anger. So I thought I would open up to you guys and we would just have a little conversation here, because I've made some changes. I last night and early this morning, after quite a bit of thought, and this has been something that I've been thinking about for about 2 weeks now. You guys know that when I said, look, I'm not going to be promoting anybody who hasn't fulfilled a comic book yet. I won't do that because it just I can't add my name. I can't recommend something that by a creator who hasn't fulfilled at least once before, and we've had difficulties with that, and I feel guilty about it. I feel like I'm a little bit responsible for it when I promote someone and ask you guys to buy into and invest in a project that just doesn't happen for some reason. And so therefore, unless somebody has some experience, I don't want to promote other people. And it's starting to become, I'm not going to promote anybody except for me. I believe in me. I don't at this point, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on the internet. And my kind of blissful ignorance of a lot of the stuff that goes on, I think people see it as complicity. I am not complicit in gay ops on the internet. And so therefore, I think I'm just going to do the show solo. I have exited from all Comicsgate DM rooms, much to everyone's alarm. There are Comicsgate DM rooms in which Comicsgate stuff is kind of talked about, planned, and I can put the link in there. People can come in here and join me on the show. I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore. I don't think we're going to be doing any more live streams with 6 people on there. Me promoting other people's books at this point, because it's just caused a wealth of problems and bad feelings that I don't want to juggle anymore. I feel like I'm getting old too quick. I'm a young man. I'm 45 years old, and it's always something, and it's nothing that has anything to do with me. There's always a problem, and it's nothing that has anything to do with me, and people are coming to me asking me to solve it. I can't. I'm not that smart. I'm dumb. I told you guys what my IQ was. You guys said, "Oh, that's high." No, it is not high. It's rather mediocre in my opinion compared to others. So leave it to smarter people. I am always Comicsgate. I will always be True Blue Comicsgate. But I got to go it alone at some point. I do. I have to go it alone. I feel like I have been. Man, I'm talking to Zach. Me and Zach arrived at this conclusion, I think, a year before I did. I'm stubborn. I insist on things. But Zach says, I feel like I'm trapped on a Greyhound bus for 3 days with mentally ill people, except it's been 3 years. I'm just surrounded by mentally ill people, and it's absolutely unhealthy. And he's talking about SJWs. I'm talking about anti-Comicsgate. Yeah, life is too good, and life is too short. So, how do I feel? I love everyone, but I'm not going to involve myself in this anymore. I'm just not going to. I don't think I need to. I think that most people most of the people who I really, really love and who I care about, who are my friends, don't really need my show. They don't really need my platform in order to get funded. Dan Fraga's Black Flag, for example, love Dan Fraga. This is the last day of Black Flag. Did just fine with virtually no help from me. Why? Because he's a charming guy. He's entertaining. He's enthusiastic about this. I think he's going to be okay. I think almost everybody is going to be. No, Fraga is not out. Hold on a second. This is not a question of people being out. This is a question of just, I'm not going to have guests on the show anymore. Dan is my friend. These guys are all my friends, but I think last night demonstrated that it's like the show, when, if it's not under my complete control, can get very, very dark. Last night was very dark. I did not enjoy it. I was not having a good time listening to hollering over people's personal bickering and bad feelings on Twitter. I don't think you guys are either. I don't think this is what you come to this show for. Athesmo says this is going to be a boring show. Well, if it was a boring show from the very start, because this is what this always was. This is, it was always me putting on a show. It was always me talking about what's going on in the world of pop culture. It was always me talking about Cyberfrog. Me having other people on sometimes is interesting, but I think more often than not, it's boring too. All right, people are saying, I come for Fraga. Let's see. Hail Fraga, kick Cecil. Keep Fraga, says the leftover. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. I'll talk to you guys. Let's see. Delta Spurg Force, who, by the way, Delta Spurg Force, you're no better. All you do is sit there and dox my clothes. And that's why I've had to make it more difficult for you. You're going to find it very complicated to dox my clothing in the future. I come here for comics, not YouTuber bullshit. Matt Cisco says, hello, sir. Can't stay. My phone is almost dead. Okay, goodbye. Let's see. Correct. It's tearing Comicsgate apart. Fix this now. Comicsgate stands or falls based on the insistence of the customers and the creators that make it up. That's the thing. Church Bell says, so more mummy news then. Well, maybe. I'm not really sure. The cause says, I always come for Caesar only. Couch Doodles is in the chat, so that's good. This is Dan's last day of Black Flag. The shows with all the guys were usually so good. This is a sad day. Sometimes they're good, but things are changing. Understand, like, if things were consistently the way that they were, it would be good. It would be fine. But guys, last night was not fun. And we've had that before. I remember in the 2018s, that whole the golden era of Comicsgate. There were so many shows that, like, live streams that felt so awful that I'd actually just take them down. I wouldn't even let them upload. And I'd get off the air and I'd be like, these people do not like each other. And every now and then it comes out big time on the air. And one of them was Cecil. People still hate me for this, but one of these episodes was Cecil doing Smugless at Doug, and I deleted it because it was a horror show. To me, it was absolutely horrible. The entire time was fighting. There was this dark cloud. The mood wasn't right. Nobody was promoting books properly. There was no excitement. It was just Cecil and Doug fighting. Now, I guess historically, I wish I'd kept that up. I'm not going to take down too many live streams unless there's a good reason to take them down. But man, oh man! So it's not like this is new, but I'm seeing some really crazy stuff out there right now. I'm seeing people like Captain Cummings, coming out against Richard C. Meyer, which is just so foreign to me. I don't know, like coming out hard, making fun of his lawsuit. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. Zayd Comics says, hail, not all is dark. This Friday launches The Lost Pages, our new comic with great talent from Comicsgate. We have shipped Magic Cop and would love to have all the Comicsgate with us, including you, E, maybe on our show. Let's see. GR People says, hail Caesar, keep going strong. Hail Caesar, hail Fraga. Hail War Campaign, maybe keep pushing out good books. That's GR People. Well Hung and Dung says, Affliction Tea. Do you have blonde highlights too? I started buying stuff from Affliction. I got bored of, I used to buy all the stuff from True Religion, but I've got bored. Before that, I was buying all my clothes at Guess, before that Express. And over time, you just kind of go, this shit's boring. It all looks the same to me. So I started buying some Affliction. I would like to go back and buy some Ed Hardy stuff, if Ed Hardy is still a company, like it's still 2002. Maybe some Jenko jeans. Mets. By the way, I bought some for Andrea too. I bought some Affliction shirts. She's wearing one of them today. She's like, honey, Affliction isn't cool anymore. Not even in Jersey. I said, I know. I understand that. I'm still buying it. Yesterday started so great with the figurine, says Mets Artificiary. Yeah, it was cool. And I got to say, a few good things came out of it. I mentioned, people were saying, when are you going to make the Vespis figurines for Cyberfrog and how are you going to do it? And I said, look, Japan makes these like super detailed, intricate, and kind of evil looking, slightly exaggerated wasp figurines all the time. I remember I'd seen them and I was like, why couldn't we just like get those, repurpose them as the Vespis, just give them a new paint job, like they did for the Transformers, back in the 1980s. And some people sent me some images. This is look at this. Hold on, get a blown up shot of this. This is badass. I don't know. I'm not happy with the way his eyes positioned here. This isn't really quite right. Like, I think the eyes should take up more space here. But I don't know. I don't know how you improve on this. This is perfect. So I would like to get this and repaint a bunch of these, with little skulls right here. The Vespis shapes, the tattoos that Vespis have, and just put this out. This is rad. I mean, I'm trying to buy this particular toy now, if I can, but it's like, I can't find it. I found some other stuff that's similar to it on eBay. I bought 2 different wasps from like Japanese toy companies to fight Cyberfrog, but I would like this one here. I even like the size of it. The size of it is right. If I'm thinking about to scale with the size of Cyberfrog toy that I'm thinking about. I mean, there's just so much cool stuff out there. Now, yesterday I showed everybody the initial sculpt for the Cyberfrog statue. This is just, the guy who's sculpting Cyberfrog right now, the Our Heroes cover, got this far on it, and he kind of printed it out. He wanted to show me his progress. He made 2 sample prints. I said, send to me now. He is going to send this. This will sit on my desk. He was just like, wait till it's painted and everything, dude. Wait till you see what this looks like. I can't wait. Now, a couple of things. When I see a sculpt that looks this good, I immediately, first of all, let's just make a bust that's $60. Not only will there be a full 1/4 scale statue, but why wouldn't we just make a bust? And maybe we could do this so he's rising up out of the water, like swamp water. Maybe a little frog sitting on a lily pad looking up at him. That would be nice. And then there's going to be a 1/4 scale, like full statue, 1/6 and 1/4. Big gigantic statue, more detail, chrome paint, just all this cool stuff, more effects on the base, things like that. Maybe even the eyes will light up. I don't even know. We do whatever we want. I mean, that's the great thing about this. But the other thing is, we could just use this as the action figure. We could kind of fix this sculpt a little bit, like, make it into an action figure and then break it up, from what I'm told. I guess what you do is you just have to have a really nice kind of design. And then you can turn it into anything you want. So this could be the action figure. And if this were the action figure, I would be quite happy with it. And the cool thing about this image that they're sculpting is that Cyberfrog has nice long legs in it. His feet are big. This is going to look really, really, really cool when it's finished. Oh, man. And it's so good to see that, like, look, he looks correct from the front, and he looks correct from the side, and he looks correct from the back. This guy nailed it. He absolutely nailed my character. I can't stop looking at it. I'm sorry. It's so great. All right. So that's what's going on right now. Back to you guys. Let's see, in the stream, we got a bunch of super chats here. Let's see. Trev M808 says, if you split from Malin and Cecil, I'm done with Comicsgate. War campaign. I'm not splitting from anybody. That's not what we're talking about. Charlie's London Official says, we are glad that you're in a good place, EVS. It's your channel. We respect what you want. Hail Frog Daddy, love from Charlie and Yan. I love you guys too. Thank you. Albert Stoddard says, less drama would be great, but you've got mods taking shots at Malin and Cecil and gaslighting the chat. That's going to fester. Yeah, stop doing that, mods. If you think I have a problem with Cecil and Malin, I don't. I'm sad about what happened last night, but those guys are my friends. Synonymous Art says, who will be the voice of reason, Caesar? No one articulates their thoughts better than you. Then we're in real trouble because I'm lousy at it. I have feelings. I don't know if I have thoughts. I have plans and ideas. But when it comes to articulating, a way forward and understanding what other people are talking about, I don't understand what anybody's talking about ever. I mean, that's my biggest problem. And I've always been that way. I don't know what anyone's talking about. I have to say, wait, explain what you mean. Cite evidence. Give me an explanation. Mike Lombardo says, I really think this is exactly what people who are against you want. Okay. I don't know if that's true or false, I think what people who are against, do you think so? You think people who are against me want me to not host other artists on my show? You think that's their goal? Antonio Cardina says, so now you're going to be a hermit and a nurse on a nurse on a sea monster. That cuts to the quick. Gee whiz, you're comparing me to Last Jedi Luke Skywalker? Because I walked away from it because I wanted to fight Solo. Now I'm an embittered hermit on an island sucking on sea monster tit wearing a bathrobe. Fuck. That's not what I am. Ethan, that's not who you are. You can't give up on these people. Yes, you can. You can give up on them. No, you can't. But so many of them are fucking nuts. And they just fight all day long, and then they drag you into it. No, you can't give up on them, Ethan. You can't. Listen to the listen to the Force. You have to stand by them and be strong. No matter how ridiculous all of this is, you can find a way. And remember, Ethan, truth is always on your side. Even though lies fester, the truth prevails. And you always tell the truth to people. So you can endure this. You can endure having Malin and Cecil on your show pissed off at War Campaign, screaming at War Campaign at the top of their lungs. You can endure that. No. I can't. It fucking sucks, dude. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Jason P says Cecil and Malin are loyal. Others have lied to your face and schemed behind your back. Let's see here. Ag Spectrum says screaming last night wasn't helpful, but it was nowhere near as ugly as the effort to run Anna off. Enough thought and simp poison from Roe. Roma says, does this include Deadwood Dale, Camel Moon, and Geek Chorus? They're all so talented, and you're their main outlets. I'll always show their work. Listen, those guys are a big part of the show, but I don't think any of them have. Well, Deadwood Dale's been on the show a couple of times. I actually like talking to Deadwood Dale quite a bit. But I mean, those guys, their work appears on my show. I love when they make music. I love when they make cartoons. I love when they make informative short videos. Deadwood Dale's videos cut right to the quick about every situation. Let's see. Eve says, please no alien testicle titty milk. C. Kalinowski says, just limited to one-on-ones. Those are the best in my opinion and more control. I don't know. All right. So Corey Lee says, I fully agree with you not letting people use your platform to grind their axe. Maybe doing an inventory of those who have not taken advantage of your platform would help. Like War Campaign, Wenger, Ya Boy, etc. Yeah, even still, why am I doing all this? What do I get out of this? Jeg says, tell War Campaign to stop being assholes. That fixes 70% of it. All right. Let's see here. EVS, best streams to rewatch are your solo show, says Brad Green. And you didn't read my chat. What happened last night, says Luis Tomato. Okay, I mean, I'll play a little bit of last night just to show you, like, let me see here. All right, this is the stream. This is, it's so funny because, my enemies, the enemies of Comic Artist Pro Secrets are laughing about this. Let's see, remember what Simon and Garfunkel said, I am a rock, I am an island. Yes, absolutely true. That's for somebody who wants to stay in their bedroom all day. It's not too dissimilar from me. But in any case, all right, so last night I did a show, and there have been a couple of things that have come up. This fellow Praetorian who was in War Campaign 2 years ago made a video suggesting that, he's got he knows the inner workings of War Campaign and how it works. And I mean, I'm in a unique position to know that video is bullshit because there are two people who would know that. I mean, he's saying War Campaign is run by Ethan Van Sciver, who gives orders to Roe. Okay, so you guys don't know that. You guys can't know if that's true, but two people know that is a lie. That's me and Ro Kabir Kumar. We know that. But this video was set up to kind of gaslight and break a big chunk of fandom off of Comicsgate and really hurt my customers. War Campaign are a good, loyal customer base. I will never sell them out. Never. I never will. And individual friends of mine could have problems with individuals within War Campaign. I say work it out or don't, but I'm not going to lose friends over those personality conflicts. I understand how the internet works. If you get memed on, that sucks. Coming to me, you want me to fix it? I get memed on every single day from every different direction. Every different direction. I know what it's like to be memed on. I understand. I get friendly memes and I get downright evil memes. The truth is told about me and utter lies, contemptible lies are told about me from diseased minds. So I understand that it sucks and it's no fun, but this is the way it is. And honestly, you've got to remember who your customers are. My customers, you guys, come here for a good time, and you expect me to be cheerful. You expect me to put on a fun show. You don't want to hear this nonsense. You want to hear whatever's going on with Cyberfrog. You want to hear whatever's going on in my personal life. You want to hear about Andrea, maybe even hear Andrea's voice, even though she never comes on camera. And I think you want to hear me make fun of pop culture and Doug TenNapel and Mike S. Miller every now and then. But actual fighting and bad feelings is not what people come here for. Like that's the thing. So anyway, what happened last night? Last night was absolutely terrible. Started out the show talking about Preston Poulter, who is spreading a lie that the police. Look at this great haircut. By the way, I got a haircut last night and I didn't bother combing it before I came on the air. Like, not comb it, but I would put a little clay in it and get my hair to look as good as it possibly can. I completely forgot to do that. I was so happy to have a fresh haircut that I didn't even bother fixing it. I thought I was perfect already. So I've got this fuzz on my head and I realized it and I put a hat on halfway through. But here I am happy about this whole thing. Preston is saying that the police have notified me and that I'm in real trouble. The police did not call me. The police certainly, there is no reason for the police to call me over laughing at Preston's videos. And so I'm very cheerful at the front of this. And then at the end of this, let me just get like almost like right to the end here. Look at my face. Look at look at me. Look at Frega, by the way, wearing sunglasses. Frega, fortunately, is high. And so Frega is not, I think Frega is kind of like, what? But Frega is just sitting here like, what have I walked into? Now, when I press play on this, when I start this, you're not going to believe what you hear. Imagine, it's like, this is not an episode of Comic Artist Pro Secrets at all. I mean, I'm just watching this again. I'm like, that's enough. Yeah, that's it. Bye-bye. Ended the stream. Just like that. I don't recognize these guys. When they talk like that on the show, I don't recognize them. I don't know how Camel Moon is supposed to animate that. It's not funny. It's no fun. Oh, there was no sound. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right, let's do it again. God damn it. This is like that time where I thought I was sharing and okay. This time I think I've got the sound on it. We gotta go through this horror again. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Who are they coming after?
Certain Bunny.
They're coming after Frege?
Well, he bypassed he went around the gate.
They don't trust him. They don't trust him. So they're going to put it out there. They're going to let him know he's in their sights already.
They get to say what is CG only and what isn't. Don't you know that? How did fucking this bunny hop around their gate? He's got to be fucking destroyed.
Good luck. I was there. I heard him say it. Row.
The same, and it's funny. Fucking know your enemies by what they accuse you of. They keep saying, "Oh, he's like Edwin." You're doing the Edwin shit. You're trying to run Comicsgate, except you got a profit margin on you fuckers. I fucking see you like I see Doug. You know it, and you hate being recognized.
Absolutely true.
Okay.
Absolutely fucking
true.
Well,
I hear you.
Yeah, well, these motherfuckers cost me money. I have one fucking rule. Don't fucking cost people money. They went after fucking Nurkers. They went after shit. Fine. And in the end, they did me a favor because I'm making more money. But these fuckers had no problem fucking me over. While fucking cool. Brother, you're my brother.
Brother, loyalty, brother.
All fucking lies.
They're full of shit.
Victorian was just a fucking scapegoat. He was your patsy. You were all in on it, you fuckers.
Okay, I'm ending the stream. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. And here I am, back with another video right now. So what? There was sound this time, right? Okay, you got the sound. All right, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Look, you can feel however you want about, what Cecil and John Malin were saying, but I just don't think that's fun. I think it's a little too dark for me. And it's not really what I want this show to be. And I don't want to bring that kind of stuff here. I just don't want to. Jaded Fett says, I heard the lies. Thanks. Let's see. Yeah. A lot of people are upset about it. Some people agree. Sketch and Mecca were way worse, says Jesse A. I think Mecca behaved himself well because he was getting what he wanted there. Sketch was fine. Let's see. Good call. All right. Let me look at super chats. I'm just gonna listen to you guys and see what you guys think of all of this. Yeah, super chats. We'll catch up on that. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's just so it's headache inducing. That's not what we're trying to do here. It's not what I want to do with my beautiful show. My beautiful show. All right, let me see. Scrolling back all the way to the beginning. I love you, Sea Cow, says Doomnotron. Oh, thank you. Hey, wait a minute. Cecil and John aren't answering my refund request, says Great Loner. I don't support the idea of refunding anyone. Rhino says there are unread super chats from the last show. Antonio Cardina says that Mike guy is a POS troublemaker. Well, yeah, that's what he is. Zool says, you need to realize the first in your life is family and then your IPs. You need to protect them from childish internet drama. I 100% agree, Zool. That's what we're going to do. Steve Turney says, hail, lockdown ends soon. Does it? I can't imagine. Like if the lockdown ends, it's just going to go back into effect again in the autumn. Get Down Demon says John and Cecil need to put their Anna crush back in private and be men again. Brad Green says I 100% support you, EVS. Yes to solo shows. Antoine Dennison says good for you, Ethan. Take a break from the turmoil. Bearded Doog is upset. He says no guess. Boo. Work campaign win, I guess. I don't think Work Campaign wanted me to not have guests. I don't think that's what Work Campaign's about. Level 7 says the best shows were always just EVS. Couch Doodle Stan Fraga says, hail chat, hail Comicsgate, hail EVS. GRP poll says, hail Caesar, keep going strong. Hail Caesar, hail Fraga, hail War Campaign. May we keep pushing out good books. Dreaded Dinosaur says, will you still promote campaigns without guests? Maybe in some cases, yeah. Especially, I mean, you know, Zayd Comics here just super chatted me to promote his book Lost Pages, and that's something that's fine. Luis Tomato says, what happened? I bounced midstream. Cheap Whiskey says, hi, Ethan. Kirby loves you. I come for you. Hail, Uncle E. What is the Kirby thing? Is that the video game character you're talking about? Let's see. SJW's defeated, says the Bearded Duke. Anti's defeated. Can't have War Campaign without war. Now they have you isolated. So who's the next target? The Fandom Menace? Non-War Campaign fans? Angel Grunt says, childish drama is rarely productive. Christopher Arcella says, let's hope For the Fan Fest doesn't become like this. Redline Fiction says, Cecil is your consigliere and John is your underboss. Thin the herd, but you got to keep them on the show. The rapport between you three makes for great YouTube. Level 7 says, don't stop EVS and Zach streams. They're rare. P Money says, I loved and missed secret commentaries, Uncle E. Mike Lombardo says, I really don't know what to say. I love your streams with John and Cecil. I get what you're saying, but I don't know. Evan Lord says, just set guidelines for guests. If they don't respect it, they're gone. Seems unnecessary to gut the show like this. Jay Taylor says, better solution would be to limit it to one guest. People Circus says, I liked it when you would just point the pen at the screen the best. Andrew Huerta says, eat some pie and keep your head up. Thank you, Andrew. Trev M808 says, if you split from Malin and Cecil, I'm done with Comicsgate. F War Campaign. Mike Wilson's art says, I love your work in the show. I miss the days of creator anonymity. Yeah, Charlie's London Official says, we're glad you're in a good place, CVS. It's your channel, and we all respect what you want. Hail Frog Daddy, love from Charlie and Yan. Albert Stoddard says, less drama would be great, but you've got mods taking shots at Malin and Cecil and Gaslight in the chat. That's going to fester. Yeah, obviously mods be professional. There's no taking shots at Malin and Cecil. That's a good way to lose your wrench if you're doing stuff like that. Synonymous Art says, who will be the voice of reason, Caesar? Michael Lombardo says, I really think this is exactly what people who are against you want. Junta Kyle says, listen to Cecil more. Where was your loyalty? Let's see. Antonio Cardenas says, so now you're going to be a hermit? Tweeted Trash says, this better not be the last stream. Don't be gay. Peppermint Oil Capsule says, bring back pencil streams and say, oh, yeah. Mark C says, happy real Star Wars Day. Peter Armstrong says, it's better when you just have one guest. Limit it. It's easier to control the conversation, too. Mikey Curtis says, not going to lie, kind of bummed. I always had fun streaming with you. Anytime you want to come hang out on my show, you're welcome. Meat Shield. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, stay healthy, bro. Support your decision, but I'd be lying if I didn't say it was a sad day. Regardless, long live Comicsgate. GR People says, absolutely don't stop promoting Malin or Cecil. The same as you shouldn't stop promoting War Campaign. Everyone should beat each other with book sales. DCB TXK says, can you sing Yesterday or My Way at the end of the last stream? I will always remember your flowing locks as we listen to Fabio. We will always have pie. Jason Fee says, Cecil and Malin are loyal. Others have lied to your face and schemed behind your back. Hank Spectrum says, screaming last night wasn't helpful. Wasn't nearly as ugly as the effort to run Anna off. Enough thought and simp poison from Roe. Let's see. Love you, EVS. Cut the fat and gristle be the loin, says 200-watt studio. John UICU1 says, maybe just one or two guests at a time. Lloyd Aloha says, I have a great idea. Why don't you do a toy with yellow slime and Vespis larva? I remember I had the TMNT toy with green slime and glow-in-the-dark turtles. Yeah, that would be fun to put like slime inside a Vespis toy and like it bleeds green slime. Roma says, does this include Deadwood Dale, Camel Moon, and Geek Chorus? They're also talented. You're their main outlets. Of course not. Amateur Ant says, never give up the fight for love. LOL. Hector Lopez says, this is going to affect Camel Moon for the most, Uncle E. What can I do? Look, if we're not producing content that's funny because people have bad feelings and stuff, and did you recognize those guys? That's not those guys. Jason Green says, please do extend this policy to Zach. Let's see. Lou says, good day, mate. Hope you're having a better day. Hail War Campaign. EEF says, please no alien testicle titty milk. Let's see. Just limited to one-on-one. Those are the best and more control, says C. Kalinowski. Corey Lee says, I fully agree with you, not letting people use your platform to grind their axe. That's the thing. Maybe doing an inventory of those who have not taken advantage of your platform would help, like Work Campaign, Wenger, and your boy. Jag says, tell Work Campaign to stop being a-holes. That fixes 70% of it. Brad Green says, best streams to rewatch are your solo shows. Luis D'Amato says, you didn't read my chat. What happened last night? Star Wars Tragedy says, remember what Simon and Garfunkel said, I'm a rock, I'm an island. Brian Rickard says, this is the right call. Short term, you may lose subs, but long term, you don't want your brand associated with Twitter garbage. Work Campaign's the real cancer, though. I disagree about Work Campaign. And, you know, look, losing Twitter subs is not a big concern. We've already been through that. YouTube will or losing YouTube subs. YouTube will eliminate subs. Subs come and go. That's fine. It's the audience that stays to watch your shows. If you're not getting the same kind of viewer count for the videos that you produce, and you're also not getting the same viewership when you do a live stream, that's a concern. That's a real concern. But look, I've got 133 or 132,000 subscribers, and 1,843 of them watch the show. Some of them aren't paying attention. Some of them aren't really involved, and that's okay. And then I've got 7,500 people who are buying Cyberfrog Wreck Planet. You don't need to worry about losing YouTube subs. I've realized, I've come to the conclusion that just doesn't really matter. Clint Matthews says, they fight, they bite, they fight and bite and fight, fight, bite, bite. The Comicsgate and War Campaign show. Oh, sad but true. Brown Guy Jin says, when close yourself off every time enemies celebrate, they do. Isolate for now, you could. Find the balance, you should. Kill your nephew, you should not. Brad Green says, Lord Love a Duck. You know what I mean, EVS? Yeah, there's a character named Lord Love a Duck. I don't know who that is, but he's on Twitter. Inquisitor B312 says, I try not to take any side due to the fact that I love you both. I can't even recommend Comicsgate to friends or coworkers or family due to all this childish drama. Gabriel Figueroa says, Happy Memorial Day. Liberty comes at the ultimate cost. Always remember their sacrifice. Johnny Midnight says, John wants to weaponize Praetorian's claims. He is pointing to the video and trying to spread distrust based on memes and personal disagreements. Level 7 says, you told John and Cecil to stop bringing beef on stream more than once. When a trusted friend tells you to chill, it's time to chill. Ice Storm 5150 says, I like boobs, and then draws boobs, which I appreciate. Sulfur X Comics says, I think you abandoning an interactive show is most likely just leaving an opening for another show to be that platform and primary channel for Comicsgate. Oh, that's great. I mean, listen, that would be terrific, Sulfur X Comics. I'm doing this because, I feel like nobody else can or is able to right now. But if somebody else can and or is able to do that, then I support that. Mark C says, how about Work Campaign turn their attention towards folks like Comic Book Hut and not inwards? That would be nice. That would be nice. I don't know why Work Campaign doesn't do that, to be honest with you. If Work Campaign wanted to actually fight the fight for Comicsgate, Work Campaign would be spending more time and attention on people who are actively trying to hurt Comicsgate. I will say that about Work Campaign. It would be great if Work Campaign was mobilized to answer back Comic Book Hut videos or the Incel Brothers. And they do. I think they do show up on those streams and make themselves known. But, making content to ridicule their lies and to answer them back would be a good use of Work Campaign's time and energy. Being worried about women coming into Comicsgate, it's just not that big of a concern to me. Not a concern. There are more important concerns than that. What else is the thought thing, the simp thing? It's just, what are you going to do? Johnny Midnight says, we love you, Caesar, the human sunbeam. Andrew Huerta says, don't like someone, ignore them. Drama gone. Corey Lee says, you boomered the hell out of that one. No audio. Let's see. No audio, says Drum NL, a bit of the old ultra violence. Papa Hansen says, I want to hear about pies. Lord Vulcan says, no sound. Peppermint Oil Capsule says, silence. Now say, I'm changing the world. Yeah, I know. Sulfur X Comics says, I think you can stay fluid in your positions, can always change your mind. Maybe you got too comfortable having the same guests every single night. Wait, I think you can stay fluid in your positions and you can always change your mind. Maybe you got too comfortable having the same guests every single night. Well, I mean, maybe Sulfur X, Cecil and Malin were reliably good guests to have on the show. Like, they're good co-hosts. When they're on the show, it's good. We're comfortable. The jokes flow easy. I know how to, we're personas, right? So, when Cecil's on the show and John Malin's on the show, the way it kind of goes is Cecil's kind of Cecil's kind of the Jerry Lewis character. And I would say John Malin is Dean Martin. And I'm the kind of straight guy who's just sort of like, Cecil, you're ruining the show. And then Cecil, Malin says something kind of laconic and funny. It's a good, we're characters. But if those characters don't exist, that's not, I want to see Cecil. I don't want to see angry, person who's Cecil. I don't want to see, I definitely don't want to see angry John Malin ever again. Angry John Malin is no fun. John Malin needs to be stoned and mellow and smirking. And John's whole thing is like when his face is just kind of like, and he's staring at something else on the screen and he's shaking his head. And you can tell he's smarter than he lets on. And he kind of will say something to sort of encourage people to their own destruction for fun. Like when he was like, yeah, Mike, you should do that. You should ink that original Mike Waringo sketch. Why not? Make it your own. That stuff's funny, man. That's John Malin at his best. John Malin being angry is no fun. I mean, nobody wants to see that. That's not Wolf Campaign. That's not Wolf Milk. Cecil being legitimately angry is no fun. Cecil being drunk and a pain in the ass is fun. And so that's kind of, that's the thing. So that's why I would have them on the show all the time, is because they work on the show. It always works. It's always a good time. And there are moments when things get really, really, really funny. But if there's a real dark kind of thing going on, in the undercurrent of the internet here, where people are actually hating each other and suspicious of each other and wanting lines to be drawn. Well, if there are lines to be drawn, I'll draw a circle. My line will be one circle around myself. And you guys can fight outside of the circle. And when you're ready to settle down and get back to work, the business of being entertaining and selling comics is what I'm here to do. If we can do that, then that's what we'll do. But if we can't do that, it's going to be the Ethan Van Sciver show. It's as simple as that. So people have to kind of make their choices. I'm not going to choose between friends. I'm just going to choose me. I'm not choosing friends, just me. That's it. I choose myself. And the rest of you can, you can fight it out. Let me see. It's John and Cecil acting like morons. Unreal. Cecil cost his own drunk ass money, says Get Down Demon. I hope not. Let me see. Where did we leave off there? Oh, a lot of super chats. Everybody has something to say about this. They say that drama, doing a show about drama gets super chat money, and it is true. Because I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna have to do a show answering for last night. Let me just shove a donut in my face and have a caffeine, and I'm gonna get downstairs and talk to everybody. And this is a drama show. I came up with a good clickbait title, and holy shit, there's a lot of super chats here, guys. You don't have to be sending me money for this, but thank you. All that matters is hail. Comicsgate, says Jake CB. Loch Ness Yoshi says, hang in there, E. Like us, always hardcore fans will be here for you. Like always, us hardcore fans will always be here for you. Thanks, Loch Ness Yoshi. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I count on that. I think as long here's who I'm responsible to. I will choose my customers and my fans over most of the people that I'm streaming with. I really will. You guys are going to get top choice. It kind of goes my family, me, my customers. That's the hierarchy. My family comes first. I come second, and then come my customers. So after that, it's a steep drop off to my friends. I'm afraid. It's always going to be business, and business comes before that kind of stuff. It needs to, and hopefully friends understand that, and we can all work together to make sure that kind of dynamic is respected. Leroy says, I get they were out of line, but what about when Roe was on your channel calling Fraga a wigger? Isn't that just as bad? Let me be honest about that. Because this isn't going to make me look good. I'm from New Jersey, and I've heard that word my whole life. I've heard that word. I never really thought of it as offensive until somebody who was in the chat who was black was like, I'm not playing with that shit. You don't use that word. And I went, oh yeah, that's fucked up. Roe was I don't think Roe was being serious. I think Roe was being Roe, the character that he is. I guess I'm not thrilled about that now, but I'm not gonna, what am I gonna do? It's like there've been so much worse stuff that's going on besides that. This just I don't know. Let me see. Let me reread that again and think about it. Roe was on your channel calling. Is that not just as bad? That certainly isn't welcoming to Dan Fraga. But that certainly is the way that Roe treats people. Roe kind of will bust your balls like that. And to me, that's kind of commonplace. But I guess I don't approve of that word. Okay, I guess I don't. I never thought about it before, but I guess I don't. Black Daddy says, there's a video on Twitter that proves John and Cecil are both liars. And Sketch sat there and didn't correct the narrative, but he's more war campaign than me, LOL, says Black Daddy. Drew, aka Mr. E, says, EVS, thank you for everything you do for Comicsgate. Dome City Sandman says, don't deny guests forever. Just take a break. I love your interactions with your fellow creators and fans. Well, I'm not denying everybody forever. Things could change, but right now this is what I'm doing. Black Daddy was talking about a video that proved that John Malin and Cecil were quote unquote liars. I watched the video, and the video contained every reference from the War Campaign stream in which Ro Kabir and War Campaigners mentioned Dan Fraga. Basically what it said was Ro was saying things like, I'm not going to buy Dan's book because of the Mitch Breitweiser situation. I don't know this guy. I think he called him the wigger word again. That's what he said. Now, did he say, we're going to attack Dan Fraga? No, he didn't say we're going to attack Dan Fraga. But when you say things like that and you're in a position like, Ro is in, people could choose to mobilize to meme on and make Dan Fraga's life tough just because that's of that one thing that Ro Kabir said. And the one thing that, I've told Ro before in private is I've said, you get to take responsibility for everything that everybody has at WC, everything that they do. Anybody who has a WC behind their name, you get to take responsibility for that because you are the leader of War Campaign. Now, I can relate to the unfairness and injustice of that because I get blamed for everything related to Comicsgate because there are some people who unfortunately see me as the biggest voice in Comicsgate or thus the leader of Comicsgate. And therefore, everything that anybody does that's Comicsgate related comes down to me and I have to answer for it. Sucks. It's not fair. I didn't ask for that. But that's just the way it is. So, if you see something that you don't like, I don't know, you could talk to them or something like that, but that's the reality. Ro can say over and over again what I say, which is people just do whatever they want. I don't babysit people. I don't police people. I don't ask people to behave in any certain way. But the reality that he is going to take blame for it from some sectors of the internet isn't going away. He's got to figure out what he wants to do about that. I do nothing about it. My choice is to just say, yeah, oh well, people are going to do what they're going to do. EVS, thank you for everything you do for Comicsgate, says Drew, for aka Mr. E. Dome City Salmon says, I read that one. JR People says Cecil and John were blatantly lying there. But the biggest crime is Fraga should be celebrated while his campaign ends, not this stuff. Yeah, Fraga's campaign ends tonight. Red Mandalorian says Malin is jealous of Fraga. Cecil was of Wenger. Cecil was jealous of Wenger. I don't know if John Malin's jealous of Fraga. I didn't get that from him, but Cecil was sniffing Wenger. Like you brought a new dog into the house. Seems always like circling him a little bit. Like, wait. Mikey Mank says, I always preferred your solo streams. Larry Bernard sent a sticker. Raging Golden Eagle sent a poop sticker. Thank you, RGE. Level 7 says, please don't refund. Back to comics. Back Black Flag. Back Sunsworn. Back into the woods. Hail Comicsgate. Hail War Campaign. Hail the chat. John Moriarty says, you should have one guest and one regular co-host. That's what most radio programs do. And it has a good dynamic in general. Let's take a break from that, John. Let's take a break. Tatsunami, thanks for the hot dog. Larry Bernard, thanks for the big smiley face. Talking Pulp says solo shows because we all prefer a single scoop of vanilla in a paper cup over a banana split covered with toppings. I don't think that's an equivalent analogy. Albert Stoddard says half of your mods are great and respectful, but a handful aren't representing your channel well. Professionalism is more important than divisiveness, obviously. Dan says we need Cyberfrog sock puppets. Matt Wenger says having public fights with other creators and fans is unprofessional. That's right, Matt. The Christian Nomad says Fraggot is love. He inspires me as much as you do. Fraggot is awesome. Brian Rickard says, and I was embarrassed last night. Let me just say, I got Fraggot in here looking miserable. I'm embarrassed about that. I'm embarrassed about that whole performance. Why is Dan putting up with that? You know, we can't do a better showing for Dan Fraggot. We can't, you know. It's got to be something like that. Dan shouldn't have to listen to that shit. Dan shouldn't have to now be paranoid that War Campaign is coming after him. I don't think War Campaign is coming after him. I think War Campaign kind of likes Dan. You know, Ro might not be backing him for the reasons that Ro listed. But, you know, I think War Campaign kind of digs Dan Fraggot. Everybody does. I could be wrong, but that's my sense. Let's see. Comics Exposed says, really, Ethan? Really? Is War Campaign really worth this? You're letting a fan club rule your life. You have no control what they do, and they're costing you big time. You're really going to kick Malin and Cecil for War Campaign? No. You could look at it this way. I'm kicking War Campaign for Malin and Cecil. I'm having nobody on my show. So you could look at it either way. There are going to be 0 people on my show for a little while. Until things settle down, until I feel like doing it again. You know, it's not that Malin, and by the way, Malin and Cecil are on vacation. They're gone for 2 weeks anyway. You know, they're gone. They're gone for 2 weeks. So it doesn't really make a difference. But no, I'm, you know, saying I'm kicking them for War Campaign. War Campaign isn't coming on here either. And, you know, that's, there you go. Associating with War Campaign drama devalues your IP, says Brian Rickard. I disagree 100%. Angela Pearlfish says, John saying what he did was sad, desperate, and a lie. War Campaign just beat you good, John. Cheap Whiskey says, yes, Ethan, Kirby was the video game character. LMAO, you got it. Doomnotron says, C-Cow, make it clear. If you want to be on your show, it has to be no drama. Why am I being called C-Cow? No drama. If it doesn't work out, go solo. I'll always support you. 1K in on Cyberpunk so far. Thanks, Doomnotron. Well, no, there can be some drama, but it has to be fun. If it's not fun, it's not fun. Last night wasn't fun. And there's real stuff going on right now. There are real bad feelings. It's not just goofing on people. There are real bad feelings within Comicsgate. And, you know, I don't think that anybody wants to watch that stuff get worked out live on the air. So, you know, if you want, drama is okay sometimes. People who say no drama can be funny. Mike stealing kumquats was funny, and that was drama. That led to all kinds of shit. You know, I guess you would call that drama, but it was funny and it made for a good show. You know, them screaming about fuck War Campaign is not funny. It's not fun. All right. Justin Mape says no more eJack show. No, I've actually removed myself from the from that room. I'm not going to go on the Jack show. I'm not going to go on any shows. I'm going to do my show. It's no offense. I want them to do well, but I don't belong on that show anyway. It's supposed to be the Jack show, not the eJack show. Kelsey needs to show up. Kelsey needs to show up for that show. Hector Lopez says, LOL, I just want to read cool comics. I don't need a bunch of boomers internet fighting and doing purity tests over fictional characters in tights. Exactly. Justin Mabe, thank you. Akikama. War Karen Payne laughs at Anna's sister's death. That is not true. See, this is the thing. I gotta say, there's some bullshit and deliberate misunderstandings that I see anti-comic skaters do. You know, it's like the "Daddy Can't Rape Us All" song. Well, that's a song praising child abuse. No, it isn't. It isn't. It was a song making fun of hillbilly music in the middle of the night. It's a one-off silly joke. I still think it's funny. Roe and War Campaign did not make fun of Anna's sister's death. They don't. When something happens on the internet and everybody is saying, you know, the same thing, it does become an internet meme. And nobody knew at the time what happened to Anna's sister. Nobody knew. You know, so I mean, on the one hand, was it tasteless and extremely embarrassing in retrospect, humiliating to have done that for Roe? Yes, it was. But then to hit him with "you were mocking her death" is going a little bit too far. That's not what he was doing there. You know, everyone was saying, you know, find Anna's sister. They were find Ellen. They were all saying that, you know, and it was all over Twitter. It was just all over Twitter. So Roe, you know, Roe took that into a private Discord and said, "I'm going to find." What did he say? I can't remember. But this was before the tragic details emerged, and I think it's pretty awful. It's already an awful situation, but it's cruel and exploitative to say then that Roe was making fun of poor Ellen's death. I don't think that's what he was doing. I don't think that's right. I think that's evil to actually say that shit. Let's see. Toki Deathhammer says Cecil, Malin, Frege, that's the boys. Don't do it. Melody Blue says more mummy streams, please. William Forbes says part of being a leader is reducing the friction between the fractions. I have been waiting for you and Malin to promote Graveyard Ship 3. Jason Green. I'm sorry, I just lost the. God damn, there are a lot of super chats here. Jason Green says, I meant do not extend it to Zach. Kaiju Spirit says, sounds like a Cecil and John problem. They need to sort themselves out before coming back. But you don't need to change. Let's get Antonio on. Art T. Bear, Adam Post, Narwhal, Vinny. Come on, Uncle E. Sheila Allen is here. She says, we who just got here are lost as to what happened. Welcome back, Sheila. Good job, soldier. Sheila, there's a big rift between War Campaign and John and Cecil that kind of exploded last night. And so I'm saying, since both parties are my friends, I'm going to just kind of say, I'm going to go solo for a little while. So this show is going to be solo. That way I'm not showing preference to anyone. I'm also not letting other people on either. In general, nobody's being punished. I am just pulling away. And also for my own mental health, like it's just no fun. I don't want to deal with this stuff. I have enough problems of my own. I don't want to deal with other people's problems. Salt says, I watch your show a lot and I still don't know what War Campaign is, but every time they come up, there's a meltdown. What's the point of them? What are you going to do? They're a fan. They're a super fan group. That's the point of them, to support Comicsgate projects and you know, also put out comics of their own. Wood Aloha says, no, I meant Blood Honey Slime, bro. Love what you do. Black Daddy says, so it's okay for wrenches to talk smack about wait. Black Daddy says, so it is okay for wrenches to talk smack about War Campaign. No, it is not okay for wrenches to talk smack about anyone. And if there is a wrench that is talking smack about anyone, then I want to know. That's not what wrenches should be doing. Inkwell says, hope you have a great week, Uncle E. Hail Cyberfrog. Pamboy says, who said women coming into CG was a War Campaign concern? Wow. Well, Pamboy, what is the simp thing? What is the thought issue? Pamboy, what is the thought issue and what is the simp issue? What is that about? Charlie's London Official says, how about open mic, just one guest and you on a rotation from the chat? Couple of minutes each, you can boot people when you've had enough. Just an idea. Drum and a little bit of the old ultraviolence says, let Liam handle drama. Cap should be fun and stupid. Luis D'Amato says, can you blame them when they're taking the brunt of it? Also, rest in peace, my wallet for the figures. Yeah, they're going to be great. Edwin the Ace Acevedo says, adult comic book creators who can't handle criticism or memes. Cecil and Malin have turned into mainstream SJW pros down to lying about their critics. I don't think so. I think Cecil and Malin are telling the truth. And here's the thing, Cecil and let's just talk about Malin. You know, Malin, it's hard to really understand what it's like to get the full brunt of abuse on Twitter and memed on by all kinds of people, it does get annoying. I think that if I were receiving 25 memes every day that were making fun of, I kind of am. Look, I kind of do get that every single day. I would be pissed off if I thought these people were meant to be my friends and be my allies, and yet they were being, I guess it's about the tone of the meme. When I get memed on, it's kind of like it's mean, but it's meant in love. I feel like most of my memes about me being fat and stuff like that, they're mean, but I think they're said with love, so I don't mind them so much. But I think if I were being memed on like 25 times a day by people who hated me, or who were like very, very angry with me, and I couldn't sense any love behind that, or any just fun, I think I'd be annoyed. I think I'd be annoyed by that. Jason Bascom says, Dan didn't do any wrong. Bring him in. Corey Lee says, I'm really annoyed with Malin and Cecil's disingenuous BS because they want to backdoor folks with impunity and false declarations. However, I'd ask you, don't exile them or yourself to solo streams. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, well, we all need a break. I have my open mic night stream tonight. Music, poetry, and fun. A little breather from everything for a couple hours. Reed Troutman says, War Campaign doesn't go after Hut because he doesn't have a competing show. You go on. Wait, War Campaign doesn't go after Hut because he doesn't have a competing show. You go on. Gabriel Torres says, here for the drama. Let the hate flow through you. Oh, great. Thanks, Gabriel. System Revolt says, you've got to protect Cyberfrog. Strictly Jake says, Comicsgate to me was the promotion of new small creators. Gark777 says, Cecil's gay. Roe is the gay lord. Pan is internet gay. And John drinks wolf's milk. I don't see what the problem is. Software X Comics says, I agree that Malin and Cecil are your best guests. And I think your ensemble show can survive with some very firm and explicit lines from Cecil and Malin. Let's see. 200 Watt Studio says, the only love you need is the love of the lovely Andrea. That is true. Adam Post says, College of the Dead broke $27,000 today. Thank you, Comicsgate. Splendopia says, if you're doing solo shows, at least crack open some of those Superpowers figures. I might throw them into the fire. I don't even know why I still have DC stuff up. I look around and I go, all this DC stuff is coming down, and it's being replaced with Cyberfrog stuff. I've got a Hal Jordan Green Lantern poster over here. I got one back there. I'll keep the Mego stuff. That's from my childhood. But I mean, this stuff, it belongs in the closet. It doesn't belong, belongs in a box somewhere. All of this stuff should be Cyberfrog stuff from now on. And my office is going to be completely Cyberfrog eventually. All right, here we go. It's Sheila Allen. Ethan is the sea monster, not the hermit. Shut up, Sheila. You've got me in enough trouble today, or this week. Sheila. Okay, let's see. You should be embarrassed every second of the day or when looking in mirrors, says Rezakai. F you, Rezakai. Software X Comics says, maybe instead of doing a forever end to ensemble shows, just take a little time out. Give guests some time to remember what the show is about. It's about joy. Keaton Smith is sad. He says, this sucks. I know there's pain, Keaton Smith. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains, Keaton Smith? Keaton Smith, it doesn't suck. It's just fine. Dan Marshall, thanks for promoting my book. Let me just take a look and see how my wrenches are behaving today. How my wrenches behaving out there. Johnny Boy says, could we please watch a Dan rap video? Well, you always could. Watch it on his show. Hail Caesar Caligula just lost his wrench. How do you like that? Okay. Hail Caesar Caligula. You're going to have to earn your wrench back. I just got done saying there will be no mods making fun of any of my friends. That's not what you're supposed to do. You have a sacred responsibility. So if you want to do that kind of stuff, you're better off without a wrench. There goes FP Sonny. Lost his wrench too. Come on, guys. Don't make me do this to you. Don't make me take your wrenches away. Let's see. We hate the drama. Hail Caesar Caligula says, hail Yoko Anna. Look. How dare you? All right. How come I took your wrench away and it's still there? Yeah, that's not right. All right. Let's see. We need 600 downvotes. We do? Why 600? Why 600 downvotes? How many upvotes do we have? Hold on, let me look. I can't see. You need more like downvotes than upvotes? Okay, so we got 686 upvotes and 75 downvotes. So you would actually need I would go for 700. I would say we need 700 downvotes in order to get, you know. Guys, go big or go home. I mean, this is the thing. I always say, like, overshoot what you need. If you got 700 downvotes, then that would be impressive. Like, you would kind of be making a statement. Let me look again and see how you guys are doing. 113 downvotes to 763. So, 700. You could do. Yeah, I would still say 700. You need 700 more. Go for it. Let's see here. What's going on in the chat? Dan Fraggett is a gentleman of the highest qualities and a stoner. Obviously, says Spinning Straw. Death Metal Hero says, yo, make me a wrench. I got you, fam. Okay, let's get Death Metal Hero to be a wrench since he's, I think he's got the right attitude. You know, the problem is wrenches immediately, they go corrupt with power. Once you have a wrench, you have power. No, I can't find you, Death Metal Hero. Sorry, I want to help you, but I can't help you. I'm waiting. Yeah. I don't see you. Death Metal Hero, post something real quick so I can wrench you. You're holding up the show, Death Metal Hero. Matt Becker says, can I still call you fat? No, that's illegal too. There will be no calling me fat. If you call me fat, you will be ejected from the show. Death Metal Hero, there he is. All right. Thank you. Finally. Add moderator. Congratulations. You have taken FP Sonny's wrench from him. Let's see. And that is sad. Poor FP Sonny. But he didn't follow the rules. I said, don't you wrenches make fun of my friends. That's not what wrenches should do. You have to behave yourselves. Have to moderate the chat. Let's see. Deadwood Dale has a Fraga video, says Twitter Trash. Junta Kyle says the last money anyone but Zach and Cecil will get from me, and that's $2. Junta Kyle's clearly very, very upset with me. Corey Lee says, do solo shows mean more mummy news? I'm on board. Argentico 2003 says, I want all to get along and be friends again. Yeah. Bearded Duke says, you've still got wrenches shit posting. Not cool. I went in there and I kicked some ass. Slipstick says, question, if women ran the Pentagon, would missiles be shaped differently? Comment, I understand your decision, EVS. Thank War Campaign. War Campaign equals lemon tea party. Frog. Yeah, shrug emoji. All right. Couch Doodle says, come on my show tonight, eh? Eric Weathers says, let's take a step back. Try not to battle. Wait a second. Eric Weathers is all right, let's take a step back. Try not to battle, hit the bricks, and walk down this road together. That's back Battlebrook Road. Andrew Huerta says, only invite black people on. Antonio, Fraga, etc. That's a good idea. I think there will be some racial component to who comes on the show now. Just black people. Comic Books and Kahoot says, EVS alone equals downward spiral of costumes and pies. You better believe it. Brad Green says, Lord Love a Duck is me. Love you, EVS. J Bomba fan says, the fans are being punished now because of a few. Hold the line. Thanks for $20. Says, good for you, EVS, for not dragging Caps through the BS. I back most Comicsgate campaigns, and this is some BS. Mel and Cecil are pissed about memes. What the fuck? Meme backer, accept the pegging. Don't slander, provide proof. Hail the motherfucking war campaign. L Argo 30 says, why tie a collectible card to the war campaign magazine? If I can't get it another way, I'll just give up on trying to collect all the cards. Hank Spectrum says, Roe mocked her sister's disappearance. Quite evil, though, and no apology. Nonetheless, you don't have to pick sides. That's not fair to ask of you. Walter, the Einstein Frog, says, solo streams are boring, and you will be bored of doing them within a week. Blue Samurai Zero says, please close Frego with him only. Old friends are fun. Christopher Arcel says, going to take down my Jean Grey statue and put that in the closet. Steam Metal says, you're right, EBS. If you try to censor some of your fans, you will be accused of not stopping everything any one of them do. Todd Lehman says, sorry friends have put you in the middle of this. 200 Watt Studio says, use this solitary time to lose 100 pounds. CBS. Adrian Stone says, I think I know the reason for this. Less piano. Let's see. Cobra Strike Down says, as a fan customer, I'm tired of the in drama. War Campaign are the center of every bit of drama within Comicsgate. War Campaign will be the end of Comicsgate and you if you're not careful. Comicsgate should be about comics and bashing SJWs, not this. Dallas Deadeye says, I believe solo streams like Nerdrotic are the future. Sleeveless Comics says, this is Micah, by the way. New channel. By the way, just saw Best Preston's finished cover for Peregrine. Holy crap. Level 7 says, Ethan's just trying to bring some fun into our lives. Let's get back to having a good time with Uncle E. Random Name says, last night was ugly, but I hope we see you and Zach stream together again. Rezakai says, Java keeps asking for you to take his French. LOL. Death Metal Hero says, yo, make me a wrench. I got you, fam. John Whalen says, now that you're solo, can you do a treadmill video? You bastards. I don't want it. Number one Marvel fan says, not to try to bring up drama, but what show did this happen on last night? The Jack show? I can't find. Also, what's up, buddy? Hey, it happened on a show last night called Sneak Peek. That was the first two words. Sneak peek of Cyberfrog statue. If you find that show, you can watch the whole show. I'll leave it up. Let's see. Throw a wrench my way. I'm an adult, says Mr. Reborn. Rezakai says, make me a wrench when you want Star Wars info. Lawrence Miller says, wrench me, E. Hashtag loyal. Just get off Twitter. You're all being spurgs. Christ, says Hatch450SX. Yeah, I'm on the verge of getting off Twitter. I really am. David H says, every time someone gets your attention, War Campaign attacks them. Edwin, Mike, Jeremy, Jack Show members. Roe is calling Dan a wigger. Ballroom Photographer says, you are learning the hard lesson of mixing friends and business. Listen to your wife. She's always steered you in the right direction. Well, I haven't really asked her opinion of it yet. I'll talk about that in a minute. Randy Siplin says, let's get Black Flag past 150K tonight. Yes. Luis D'Amato says, tarantulas and frogs coexist. Look it up. Cyberfrog idea. I did see that. Daniel Parker says, why can't we be friends? And Matthew Lemon says, let's see more of the statues and toys. I love them. Yeah, me too. I love them too. Statues and toys are coming. There will be more statues and toys, more PVCs, more fun stuff like that as Cyberfrog continues. All right, let me see. Let's see what you guys are saying here. So Andrea, basically, she's like, what happened last night? And I was like, oh my God. I started out doing this video, this Praetorian video came out and everyone's saying that you should watch it. So I invited an anti-Comicsgater in to watch it with him. And my whole thing was, I'm going to debunk this video because I already know this video is full of lies. Some of it will be true. I'm sure there'll be some truth to it because the best propaganda has a little bit of truth to it. But I already know it's going to be lies because I understand the way Praetorian operates. He is, gay ops, scam artist. Put the video on with Mecha McCheese, who was behaving himself just fine. And then John and Cecil wanted to come in. So I brought John and Cecil in. And suddenly, rather than just sitting there watching this video and trying to talk it through with Mecha McCheese and maybe take it apart and add a little bit of sensibility, I've got John Malin screaming that War Campaign, fuck War Campaign, you're not allowed to show this video, and doing this whole thing of his own. Didn't you see this thing? You're not allowed to show this video. You're not allowed to show this video. So now I can't just objectively look at this video. Now I've got to answer Cecil, Malin, and Mecha McCheese and Praetorian, and it was incredibly unproductive. It put me in a situation where I'm battling anti-Comicsgate. I'm battling a pissed off couple of Comicsgaters who are my friends, and then also having to debunk Praetorian's video. It just wasn't something that could be done. It made anti-Comicsgate so fucking happy last night. It made them so very happy to see that. They thought it was a perfectly executed op, and it was. It was. Like, the kind of thing played right into their hands. I could have kept it going, except at that point, like I showed at the end of the video, John and Malin were just screaming the F word, and I said, I gotta go. I'm gonna put an end to this video. So Andrea went, oh, I'm gonna watch it. So she was watching it. I'm down here doing a little bit of work, and she said, you really did just, she said, that's enough, and you shut it off. And I was like, yeah, what? That's the first time I've ever done that before. Like, usually I'll try to let it flow a little bit more, but I didn't see this going in a good direction. It was awful, and it felt bad. It felt terrible. So, that's the situation right now. And yeah. All right. So let me look at what you guys are saying again. Yeah, that was a depressing stream. That's not what we want to do. I left the stream when Malin would not shut up with, you can't show that video. You can't show that video. Pamboy says it was garbage. Let's see. Is the template the same as the overlay? Focus is important. I don't know what that means. A lot of people throwing grenades in the chat last night, says Chris Stanley. Yeah. Ethan lies about using his treadmill. Video proof is there isn't a video proof. Ethan lies about using his treadmill. Video proof that there isn't a layer of dust on it. I haven't used my treadmill in a little while, but I love my treadmill. I love to run. I really do love to run. I'm certainly not in the mood to exercise lately. I'm not. I'm eating garbage and rather enjoying myself. Tehis Ranger says, is this truly your last live stream? Why, Caesar? No, it was a joke. The title, The Last Comic Artist Pro Secrets live stream, referred to the one I did last night. So in other words, the last live stream I did, let's talk about it. See, that's called clickbait. That's how to get people in the chat. Here's Adam Friend. It says cutting off was the right choice. Yeah, Adam, I don't know if you were in the chat, but I mean, it was just, I think Cecil was drunk. It was just belligerence. Let me see. Isaac Lavinia, you're looking real slim today, Uncle E. Can I get a wrench? That kind of flattery is not going to work because I know I don't look slim. I know I look heavier than ever. And I don't need to be lied to. I agree with Cecil and Malin. F-Row, F-Pan, Poulter, Soy Child, Meth Lover. Fan Poulter, Soy Child, Meth Lover. He's not a meth lover, and don't put Poulter in there. Do not call him Poulter. That is not fair. That's not fair to anyone. Let me see here. We got F Mecca. War campaign has locked me in a basement in Ohio. Help, says Tish McMiggins. That is terrible. Stupendous can't wait for secret commentary streams again. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Once a guest threatens to leave if someone joins, they need the boot. Well, that was the other thing. Like, I wanted to bring Pan in, but John said once Pan comes in, I'm leaving. I was like, whoa. That happens all the time. Like, I've got to say, like, I've wanted to talk to Preston Poulter a few times, and John Delarose and those guys left. Like, I'm like, just talk. And like, if he comes in here, I'm leaving. That's not cool. I didn't like that either. Rim Wesley says, you look perfectly oval today, Ethan. Thank you. You look heavier than ever. I don't want a wrench, says Rusty. that large amount of fat makes you look skinnier, says Chief Comics COC. Pamboy says it was funny. Yeah, Pamboy likes the Poulter. Well, then I like Meth Lover, I gotta admit. Look, here's the thing. I mean, with Comicsgate, you're either fudge or meth. Fudge means that you're internet gay and you're happy. If you're thinking about fudge, if fudge is a part of your life, if you're talking about fudge, then that's a good thing. If you're talking about meth, that's a bad thing. Meth is bad. Amateur Ant says, I always thought Preston was Comicsgate. LOL. We know he is now. Hey, Ethan, you're really rotund. Can I get a wrench? Says Optimus Deadpool. I'm surprised you don't already have one, Optimus Deadpool. I'm surprised. Pamboy says, divas always make special demands. Smile. Who are you calling a diva? Are you talking about me? Mike Murphy says, Comicsgate is customers and good comics. GB Comics is here for both. And we've got your back, Ethan. Let's not give antis any more wins. FP Sunny is a stable genius. No, FP Sunny, I'm a stable genius, says Kelly Miller. This is good news. All right. Sketch Therapy says, you guys are crazy. 5XL Caesar was way fatter than 4XL Caesar. I'd still lay off the pies. thank you so much for noticing Sketch Therapy, but you know, I think I'm not going to lay off the pies anytime soon. All right, let me take a look at what's going on in the world of comics right now. In the world of comics, Dan Fraga's Pineapple Perception. This is it, guys. We are down to the wire. Wow, 10 hours left. $124,850. There's no reason why this can't get to and past 150,000 tonight in the next 10 hours, and there's no reason why Dan Frega, who everybody loves. There were some rumors. There were some rumors that not everyone loves Dan Fraga. Those rumors are false. Everyone does love Dan Fraga. Everyone does love him. And therefore, there's no reason why he can't get to 150,000 right now. And people should be backing this comic book. I will say that. Let's see. Another case for the Littlest Umbrella. That umbrella guy is doing great. $57,796 with 20 days left. The sequel to his hit first comic. People said he wouldn't get to 100,000 again. I think he will, actually. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure that he will get to 100,000, and maybe he'll even surpass his first effort. Here's my book, Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet, which is approaching $885,000. Thank you guys for supporting this. Make sure, oh, wow, we're at 2,105 Executive Honeycomb box sets for sale. These are going to contain Cyberfrog PVCs, and also, as it turns out, there is going to be a free Salamandroid PVC if I can get them up on the campaign in time. I would like to sell Salamandroid PVCs, and if I do, I mean, part of the rules to this campaign are that anything that I add to this automatically go in the Executive Honeycomb box set for free. You already paid for it. It's your subscription to the campaign. So whatever I add to this campaign, you will get in your Executive Honeycomb box. Now, there are free Cyberfrog PVC toys that have been made. Well, they've been designed and they're being made right now. 3D Robin designed them. And then I got the bright idea to make to scale Salamandroid PVC. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick and show you guys the result of 3D Robin's geniusness, his ingeniousality. Hold on a second. He actually sent me a new picture of it. Okay. Where did I put that? Okay, right there. All right. Yes. All right. So this is what it's going to look like right here. So here is your Cyberfrog PVC, and you're going to be able to get a Salamandroid PVC toy that fits over him, like he's protecting Cyberfrog. Nice tail for a base here. Cyberfrog will be free. Salamandroid will be probably about $20. I think we're going to charge for the Salamandroid PVC. But if you back the Honeycomb box set, it's already included in your set. It's already included there, so you're going to be able to you'll just get your box and you'll be like, whoa, look, Cyberfrog toys. Yes, they will be painted. They will be painted. They will be in color. Don't you worry about it. Let's see. Sal looking sexy, says Andro Taz 01. I'd say so. Yeah, this looks great. Great job. Great job. Fantastic job, 3D Robin. Never lets me down, that guy. Sheila Allen's impressed with it. She thinks it's nice. Yeah, it is nice. Mr. Yanafew says, too much division. I'm running out of heads. I don't want to create more with memes. Mr. Yanafew, I know you can do it. And by the way, I have not seen too many memes by you lately. You really need to you really need to step it up. Richard Cahill says $20 for a cereal toy. Oh, it's going to be much nicer than that. It's going to be pretty big. I think you're going to like it. Can I get Salamandroid life size? Probably not, but we are going to do a big Salamandroid bust that's going to go on sale pretty soon. I'll show you what that looks like when it's sculpted. And then we are also going to do a full size 1/6 scale Salamandroid toy, which is going to be great. Here's 3D Robin. Cheers, EVS. Mecha McCheese says F Mecha Oxmall. Okay. There's Mecha in the chat there. All right, guys. So that's it. I guess that's it for today. Let's see. Jeg says, how about a version we can paint for ourselves? Possibly. By the way, I've still got metal Cyberfrog miniatures coming in. I ordered like, how many did I order? Like 500 of them? I ordered a lot of them. So I'm going to have them in my house pretty soon. I guess I'm going to put them for sale on eBay. The original Cyberfrog miniatures, but this time they're going to be made out of metal. So maybe you want to do that. Maybe you guys are going to want to look into that for those of you who are painters, who paint miniatures. Yeah, I think they've already been shipped to me. You know, Kiwi Comics says, "Can Salamandroid beat the Hulk?" I'll say yes. I'll say yes, he can beat the Hulk. Okay, guys. Love to you all. You're all the best. I will see you again soon with another video. Adios.